market share. So Chipco is a chip company that knows that it has 38% market share. And basically that's just a success. So what that means is that 38% of people like Chipco the best, okay, over any other chip company. And that gives us 62% of people like some other company, okay, in one region in Ontario. Chipco's marketing department concludes a blind taste test that 80 people at a local mall. So sorry, they conduct N equals 80. That means the number of trials equals 80. We can see already that this is a binomial distribution. Okay, so what is the probability that fewer than 30 people will choose Chipco? Well, in order to check whether or not we can use the normal approximation to the binomial distribution, we need to check NP to see if it's greater than 5, and NQ, is that greater than 5? So 80 times 0.38, is that greater than 5? And then 80 times 0.62, is that greater than 5? So for the first one, I get 30.4, and indeed that's greater than 5. And for the second one, of course, 62% is going to be greater than only 38%. So we get 49.6, and again, indeed, that is greater than 5. So what this is telling us is that we are able to use the normal approximation. Okay, so first, let's list mu. Mu we've already solved for, which is the 30.4. And sigma, which is NPQ, all rooted. So we know NP is that 30.4 times 0.62, and then let's root that. 30.4 times 0.62, I get 4.34. So there's all of our information, and now we can actually start our question. So what is the probability that fewer than 30 people will choose Chipco? So we cannot use the number 30. We need to gap this. So fewer than 30, we can gap it down. We can gap it down to 29.5, and that would be fine. X is less than or equal to 29.5. Okay, we can't have half a person. So we actually want strictly fewer than 30 people, which actually gives us 29 or below. So this is excellent. Now, z-score equals x minus mu over sigma. So let's use our 29.5 minus 30.4 over 4.34. 29.5 minus 30.4 divided by 4.34. I get negative 0.2, and I'm going to round this to 1 decimal because our z-score table has 2 decimals. Now let's look up this z-score. Negative 0.21. Go to the z-score table. We need to be on the negative side. Negative 0.2. And then that's 0.1. I get 41.68. So, therefore, 41.68% probability that fewer than 30 people will choose, let's call it Chipco. Okay, now, what is the probability that exactly 30 people will choose Chipco? So again, we can't actually use 30, so what we're going to do is we're going to gap it down to 29.5, and we're going to gap it up to 30.5. So what is the probability that X is going to be between 29.5 and 30.5? What I do for these questions is I actually do them backwards. So remember, we have to split this up into 2 because we have to take into account 30.5 and then 29.5, and then we have to subtract them to get the probability in the middle. So like the area under the curve in the middle. So let's go the probability of 30.5, which is going to be the later one. And then we're going to subtract the probability of 29.5, and that's going to give us our answer. So 30.5 minus mu, 30.4, over sigma, minus 29.5 minus 30.4 over sigma. And remember, these are z-scores. So this is not actually punching out a probability, it's just punching out a z-score. For this one, I get a z-score of 0.02. And then I get a z-score for this one, 29.5 minus 30.4 divided by 4.4, negative 0.21. Okay, we already looked up negative 0.21. We get the probability of 0.4168. Now let's look up the probability of 0.02. Okay, we have to look on the positive side, 0.0, and then 0.12, 50, 80. So 0 decimal 50, 80. Now if we subtract those, 0.5080 minus 0.4168, 0.0912. So therefore, there's a 9.12% chance, or percent probability, exactly 30 people choose CC chip code.